Let me see your mouth. You have something in the corner.
Hello and welcome to your practice. I'm Molly and this is Tim, and we're going to do a fun class today, just a combination of some yoga, embodied movement, a little bit of animal flow, returning us to our natural human movement. So definitely have permission this whole class to do whatever feels good for you. Take whatever adaptations, use whatever props you want, cushion, bolster, maybe a couple of blocks. And also, give yourself permission to just listen to the music, listen to your breath, close your eyes, and be a little bit more unstructured maybe than you're used to. And so let's get started, standing up. If you want to do a room spray or light a candle, set up your space, arrive into your practice, and come to stand somewhere near the top of your space, pawing one foot and then the other into the ground, and letting your hips and your spine and shoulders and head sway. Taking a couple big breaths in through your nose, and then out of your mouth, sigh it out, let it go. And if these stepping movements want to turn into sways or wiggles of any sort, just a few minutes of free movement. Noticing your senses, your feet pushing into the earth, and how that creates a rebound up your whole body. Maybe take a few shakes if you feel like you have a lot of energy you want to move through, or a few hums if you want to feel vibration. And then let this swaying movement take a step out wider with your feet and start to bend a little bit into one knee and then the other knee. Let your spine and your shoulders be really drapey and gooey. And then as you bend into your right knee, maybe you start to reach your left hand down towards your right foot, sitting back into your right hip, opening up through your glutes and pelvic floor, and then bend into your left knee. Reach down with your right hand. Keep going side to side. Maybe sometimes really calculating and feeling all the different parts of you, coordinating. And then maybe sometimes just zoning out. Next time you bend into your right knee, reach your left hand all the way down towards your big toe. And then as you come up, we're gonna rotate. So stand up, this time pivot on your right foot, step into your left foot, and reach your right hand up to the sky as you twist to the left and backwards. And really stretch through the whole right sideline of your body. And a couple more. So we're pivoting, bending down into the right knee, reaching left arm down. And like we're rowing up, pivot to your left foot, and reach back with your right hand. So if you do any type of like power or weightlifting, you might have done, I've been doing landmine, rotation, row to press. So this is kind of the unweighted body weight movement version of that. And our body loves spirals and diagonals and circular movements. So let it feel good. One more on this side. And then switch it out. So a couple sways to the center. And then bend into your left knee, reach down with your right hand towards your big toe. Feel that rebound push up through your left foot, pivot onto the right foot, and reach your left arm diagonally up and behind you. Rebend into your left knee, reach down, rotation, rowing the right arm back, pivoting, and pressing with the left hand. Couple more, move in a way that makes sense with your own breath, and see if you can picture that whole webbing, fascial, connective tissue in your body, which surrounds every muscle, joint, cell, organ, bone, nerve, and feel that really creating tension and expanding. One more on this side. Rotation, row to press. Good. Take a few moments to come back to center. Stepping into your feet again. And then maybe close your eyes. Send your hips back and dive your heart forward into a forward fold. This is a great place for blocks or props if you have them to bring the ground up to you, and let your head hang heavy. Push down through your feet. Roll your spine up one segment at a time. Your neck and your head are the last to unfurl. And then dive down again. So fluid movements, one into the next. Smooth transitions. Feeling your whole spine wave up and down. Maybe rising with an inhale. And then releasing down with an exhale. And for this circle chair, if you want to come up one side and down the other, or vice versa, again, just a few moments for you to explore. Soft and buoyant in your knees, pressing down through your feet to feel that elastic energy in your tendons spring you back up. And then fold down. Let's take one more through center. And then pause at the top. Shift your weight into your right foot. Bend your left knee and place the top of your left foot behind you. So we're gonna come into a single leg squat. Obviously use props if you need, but feel that strength lower you in your right leg. So you come to sit your hips on top of your left heel. This is sage posture in yoga, so it's like a single-sided squat. You could picture yourself doing any sort of activities with your hands here. So see if you can shift and rock. You can sit up onto a prop, but find some sense of comfort or home in this posture. And always option to move or to stay still. Press into your right foot, come to stand again. So really strong through the ball of the foot, the pinky toe side, and the heel. Plant your left foot down and switch sides. So right knee bends behind you, left leg lowers you, hips onto your right heel. A breath or two to land. And shift and rock and breathe. And then as you're ready, push into your left foot, come to stand. Right foot lands. Sage on your right, lower down into your single leg squat. Open your chest, broaden across your collarbones with an inhale. And then push into your right foot, come to stand. Left foot lowers you down. Last time on this side. Maybe twisting your right shoulder back with an in-breath. And then plant both hands and both knees into tabletop. And take your time arriving into your posture, into your all fours. Maybe pad and paw the ground. Feeling your knuckles making contact. Sway your hips side to side. And then as you're ready, you could maybe transition to a crawl. So pushing into opposite hand and knee and foot, lifting the other, pushing the ground away and stepping it forward. And then push into opposite hand and foot and crawl forward. So you can crawl back a few, it depends what you have space for. You could crawl side to side. And you could always close your eyes, get kind of fluid and snaky, feeling the beautiful combination of body and breath and spirit, human, animal, nature. Not being afraid to mess up or look weird. as humans, we're built and meant to move in so many different ways and to feel strong and stable and fluid and soft. Maybe stepping a leg behind you for a side stretch. Let's do one more crawl. Hips and shoulders pressing and lifting. Eventually find center, maybe just a couple simple rounds of cat-cow or barrel rolls through the chest and rib cage. So inhaling to open up. Lift your crown and your tail. And exhale to push and round and curl in. A prop nearby, place it between your calves and your hamstrings so you can come to a seat into virasana, so just a kneeling posture. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Let your pelvis open, spine stacks, crown lifts, recalibrating, arriving back into your body and breath. Inhales in through your nose and exhale through your nose. Start to take a sway if you haven't already. Just a gentle dip of one shoulder and then the other to the side. And let your arms start to lift with it. So it's like you have a big rope at the top of your ceiling or the sky, and then you're just pulling one arm at a time, spreading and opening through your rib cage like you had gills, pulling in oxygen, breathing in. Your gaze can follow the arm that's lifting up to the sky. And see if you can feel your shoulder blades moving on your back body. Instead of just going through the motions, can you really stretch and reach like you were actually trying to accomplish a task? You can continue with your rope pulls, or you could start to take some swimming backstrokes with your arms. So reaching forward, up and back. Again, finding that rotation through your thoracic spine. Feel your core working as well, so that this is a really integrated movement through your whole body, and you feel really supported through it. Let's do one more on each arm. Good. Come to stillness or rocking, and then eventually plant your hands, tuck your toes, and sit your hips back into a squat of any variation, a toe stand of any variation. You can hold on into something in front of you or sit on something under your hips. So squatting, not just with load and weight during your workouts, but throughout your day, your functional activities, just your morning and afternoon and evening body check-ins or stretches. Accumulating minutes throughout the day in a squat is so healthy for your hips and your spine and your ankles, your digestion. But you can always make it work for you, so always modify, hold on to something, build the ground up. And you might want to rock between a toe stand and dropping the heels down for a squat, stretching your fingertips forward and rounding through your upper back. Maybe a couple of those. Dipping one knee, rotating through your hips, twisting to the back. 3 more breaths. Find a little bit more space in your squat. eventually come to sit. I have my cushion underneath my hips to bring them higher than the knees and let my pelvis kind of roll forward comfortably. Stretch your right leg long and bend your left knee so that your foot is on the inner seam of your right leg. Janu Sirsasana. And from here, we're just gonna slide our hands up and down our legs. A little bit of a side bend, but mostly just feeling that contact of skin on skin, reminding you of yourself, of your body. Maybe down your foot and toes, or up the arms and belly. Presence yourself again here and let your sensations guide you into what you need, into what might feel good, whether that's something energizing or soothing. Maybe tapping, patting. And switch legs. Left leg extends long, right knee bends. Feel your pelvis move, and then any side stretches, any somatic touch. We've been very disconnected from ourselves in so many ways and from our bodies through just what life tasks look like and what our society is, but also the ways that we have hated our bodies, punished our bodies, and it feels really nice to just give them love and presence and thank them for carrying us through our life. Maybe let out a breath. And then cross one shin in front of the other into Sukhasana. Stacking your hips higher if you want. Roll your shoulders back and close your eyes. And then I'm not going to guide for the next minute or two. Just let your body go where it wants to go. Like to switch the cross of your legs, feel free. Energy is starting to settle and ground you. Balance now between your headspace and your heart and your body. So you feel that harmony and connection through your whole system. As you're ready, open your eyes slowly and come to lay down on your back. Knees to chest if that's comfortable for you. Nice and wide or narrow depending on your pelvis, what feels good. You can place your hands on your knees, or sometimes I like to do underneath my knees. And roll on your low back from side to side. And roll in a circle on your sacrum like you were making a big stamp in the ground in one direction. And then the other direction. You stretch your legs to the sky, legs up the wall, roll out your ankles, or bicycling, bending and straightening, feeling the press out through your heel and the tensional lines of fascia in your legs working. rock side to side again, knees to chest. And roll all the way over onto your left side. Into a fetal position, right knee stacked on top of left. Maybe you're resting your head on your left bicep. Trace a few lines in front of you with your right fingertips, circling up and down, or just finding stillness and rest. Eventually roll to your right side. A few moments to land with any spinal rotation or, again, just stillness. And roll to your left side one more time. And then smooth transition, roll onto your right side. Lots of contact with the earth. Moving fluidly and softly. And then from either side, roll onto your belly. Coming to prone position. You could rest your forehead on a block or a pillow. And we're gonna do something that my toddler does all the time. So bend your knees and then just let opposite foot drop to the ground. You could make a big sound, really letting all the pressure and heaviness go. Maybe that moves that vibration up your spine in a comforting way. Release a breath. Couple more kicks. Let your foot really drop if it's comfortable for you. And as you're ready, roll onto your back. A lot of rolling. Rolling is very functional. Stretch your legs long and your arms long. And take a little pedal, so like you're pressing on a gas pedal with your right foot and then your left foot. Little shimmy, side body movement. You could have a pillow on your head, by the way, or not. And then bring both heels to the ground and take a few heel rocks. So now feet are moving at the same time, maybe a little quicker. Points of contact on the ground being the backs of your heels, calves, thighs, hips, shoulder blades, and head. So those stay grounded and the rest of your body is just going along for the ride. And start to slow that down. Take any final movements, big long stretch, before you settle into your Shavasana. Hands can be down by your side or on your body for grounding. Eventually close your eyes down and settle in. Notice your breath. Low and slow into the belly, in and out through your nose. See if you can lengthen your exhale a little bit. And notice the borders of your body. Let them dissolve and soften and melt outwards. holding in your face and your jaw. Distracted by thoughts, return to your feeling body for just a few more moments. Stay here as long as you have time for it, if it feels really restful. Or eventually you could start to wiggle your fingers and toes, open and close your mouth. Start to take bigger stretches with your body. Eyes, or keep them closed as you roll onto one side. And then come to a seat. Just arriving in one more shape, one more moment of presence with your physical body, your breath, your attention. Take one more breath together in through your nose all the way to the top. And exhale, let it go. Start to rub your hands along your legs, slowly blinking your eyes open and taking the space around you. Just noticing how you feel. Taking whatever else you need in your practice today. Not rushing, giving yourself space, but we hope you feel great. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.